Call this meeting to order at 6 p.m. for the city of San Juan. May we rise for the invocation. Dr. Nuno Rodriguez, would you lead us in the invocation, sir?
Amen. Dear God, we praise your name and give you glory and honor. We are so thankful for having a democratic government. We are thankful for our elected officials, appointed leaders, and directors. It is our prayer that they be able to lead our city into a greater prosperity, empower them to make the best possible decisions, and to always put the interests of the community ahead of their own personal interests. Bless their families and their businesses so that they can focus in governing and helping our community. The Bible says, 2 Chronicles 26, it says, O Lord, the God of our fathers, are you not God in the heavens? And are you not ruler over all the kingdoms of the nations? Power and might are in your hands, so that no one can stand against you. So, Father, since you are king over all, we pray that your favor and grace be upon our mayor and upon each of our commissioners and leaders. And today, give them the wisdom to conduct this meeting and the business of our city successfully for your glory and for your glory only, alone. These things we ask you in the name of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Flag for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated. Ms. Diana, no public comment, right? No. Okay, thank you.
Mayor, Commissioners, good evening. I'd like to start with a public hearing. It's a public hearing to solicit input from interested parties regarding the Urban County Program 5-year consolidated plan. Mr. Cervantes.
Yes, Mayor, City Council, good evening. To be in compliance with the U.S. Housing and Urban Development Department, the City of San Juan is required to conduct a public hearing to assist the Hidalgo County Urban County Program with the development of a new 5-year consolidated plan. The overall goals for the consolidated plan are to strengthen partnerships with jurisdictions, to extend and strengthen partnerships among all levels of government and the private sector, including profit and nonprofit organizations, to enable them to provide decent housing, to establish and maintain a suitable living environment, and to expand economic opportunities for every citizen, particularly for the very low-income persons. So now we just need to have the public hearing.
Go ahead and open this up at 6:06 for the public. Is there anyone here for or against? No? No comments? Okay. Okay. Should we take the vote on it? No. Okay. I'll go ahead and close this hearing at 6:06 p.m. Is there a motion to move? Oh. I don't know.
The presentations?
Yes.
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, Mayor, Commissioners. The next item is on the presentations. We have several young ladies here, distinguished young ladies representing the city of San Juan. I don't know if Mr. Cervantes would like to give some information on these ladies, how they came up.
Well, as you know, we had our Sunday of, 2 Sundays ago, and it was, some of you were there. I thought it was a very successful event. So now we have 4 new queens for San Juan, and we have proclamations for them, and if they could come down, if you could come down so you can get recognized.
First of all, I'd like to say congratulations to every single one of y'all. It was something very nice that the San Juan Lions Club put on for you young ladies. I know I was present. Some of the commissioners were there as well. I really want to thank the rest of the young ladies who participated. It was, every year this event's getting bigger and bigger, and it's just something nice for all you individuals. Mayor Pro Tem.
Well, to echo his words, congratulations on winning your title. It was awesome. I was out there. My wife was even crying because of the event itself. It was breathtaking. Hats off to the Lions Club for putting it on. Congratulations on an awesome event. Okay, and wish you the best during your reign. Okay.
Is Mr. Carr here? No? He's not here? He's working? Okay. I'm going to go ahead and read the proclamation for you individuals. The San Juan Community Lions Club is a nonprofit, city-based organization that was formed in February 2016 by a group of individuals interested in giving back to the less fortunate citizens of San Juan. And whereas the club saw the need to establish a beauty pageant so that the young queens in San Juan will have an opportunity to become role models, help build character, self-esteem, and to make history in the community. And whereas the pageant event filled a void in the community and the event in the club's major fundraising each year, and whereas on October 15, 2017, a new royal court was selected to represent the city of San Juan, and whereas Madison James Flores, daughter of Robert and Vanessa Flores, was crowned Little Miss San Juan 2018, whereas Isabella Gomez, daughter of Ruby Perez Gomez, was crowned Teen Miss San Juan 2018, whereas Yasmin Garcia, daughter of Juan and Mary Garcia, was crowned Junior Miss San Juan 2018, whereas Elisa D. Guajardo, daughter of Rene and Mirna Guajardo, was crowned Miss San Juan 2018, and whereas the queens have the great responsibility to represent the city of San Juan to the best of their abilities as queens during the 2018 community events. Once again, congratulations, and I wish you young ladies good luck. Let's give them a round of applause. I want to thank your parents as well for the support. It's beautiful. Thank you.
The next item, Mayor Commissioners, is the Homeland Security Grant Program, HSGP award notification. Chief?
Good evening, Mayor, Commissioners.
Good evening, Chief.
On behalf of our grant writers as well, came to present this system that was awarded to San Juan PD to our regional specialized emergency response unit, 113,164.43 through a Homeland Security grant program that's awarded to us. It's just basically a presentation on the system. We service the counties of Hidalgo, Cameron, Willie C. Starr, Brooks, James Wells, and Claiborne County. We get activated between 35 and 50 times a year. We serve high-risk warrants for local, state, county, and federal agencies. Our team is composed of 8 different law enforcement agencies all across the Rio Grande Valley, specifically small agencies. Right now, we have a team that we just formed in South Padre. It's South Padre, Laguna Vista, Port Isabel, and Los Fresnos. So they're part also of our regional emergency response team. So we have a total of 38 members, tactical medics, snipers. So our team is a very large team, and we've been in existence since 2009. So through Homeland Security, we have received close to about $500,000 already in equipment purchases. So this is just another added equipment that's going to be utilized by our team in high-risk situations, serving high-risk warrants. And as you can see, it addresses a lot of the issues that we come across. This is the only 5th system that's been awarded to in Texas. The only other cities that have it are the big cities, Harris County, Houston PD, Montgomery Sheriff's Office, and us. So those are the other agencies that have this particular, and Dallas-Fort Worth as well. So we are very happy that this system was awarded to us through Homeland Security, because we're the only system team in the Rio Grande Valley that's going to have this system available to all the different agencies, and we work well with everybody. But are very proud of our team, very proud of all the agencies, and we're very proud of all the chiefs that give us support. And personally, I want to thank our senior manager for allowing us to participate in this particular high-risk cause, because it's a very, officer safety is our main concern, and without your support, obviously without allowing us to go to those and serve those high-risk warrants for other agencies, this would not be possible. So thank you for your continued support.
If, Mayor, what's the price value on that?
$113,164.43.
113,000.
It's awarded through a Homeland Security grant.
113?
113,000, yes.
The other unit that you have, you're still using that one as well? You're still occupying that one?
Yes, actually, this system is going to go on top
Of it, it's...
the armored vehicle.
Oh, okay, I got it.
They're going to place it, they're going to come in and install it, so it goes on top of the current armored
Got you,
vehicle that we have.
okay,
So,
okay. I thought, I understood it was gonna be a whole brand-new
No.
truck and, okay.
No, it
So you're just a,
The system goes on top, and basically, it's, high elevated areas.
Like an
got you.
upgrade.
Was that?
It's like an upgrade to what you have.
Yes, there is. It's a very much needed upgrade, especially with the recent things that happened across the country. This system is going to be utilized more in the South Padre area, large events, in areas that we've come across that, we have had barriers and obstacles. So this is something that much needed for us as well. Just recently, we served a warrant, high-risk warrant for Brooks County, Sheriff's Department up in Brooks County. So we get activated pretty often, and it's only for high-risk warrants, operations that they call us upon.
any question?
I'd just like to commend you, Chief. Great job. You guys keep us on the map every time you come up with something new and inventive. So congratulations and thank you.
Thank you, Mayor.
Well, I just hope that you don't have to use that here in San Juan.
That's correct, yes, that's correct.
You know how that goes.
Yes, yeah. It's, no.
But no, other than that, Chief, thank you so much for doing the work that you do, and we're proud of it, and I know the citizens are as well. So
Yes, sir.
keep up the good work. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Next item, Mayor Commissioners, we have a presentation on departmental reports. We have sanitation, the Department of Sanitation, Department of Utilities, Police Department, Fire Department, Finance Department, and Municipal Court. Should you have any questions, everybody's here ready and available.
Chief Gonzalez, are we ready for that date, November 1st, for that, the opening of the new PD over here on the south side?
Mayor, we are on November 1st at 5:30. The public is welcome to join us. We're excited.
Good.
All of our personnel are excited, and we expect a large crowd there. And it's our south side station, and it's first phase. We remind the public also that it's going to be our first phase. We plan to expand it, throughout the years coming, as we go forward, also with the asset forfeiture funds. So we're very grateful for the city providing the land and for the city providing a share of the cost of the building, and thank you very much for that. So we invite the whole public at next Wednesday at 5:30. It's on Ridge, 300 East Ridge, and it's a very beautiful, nice building that public is going to enjoy. And of course, our number one priority is for the community, to serve the community better.
Good deal. Have you moved in all your furniture and done a walkthrough and it's?
Yes, we have. All the furniture also bought through asset funds as well, so we're just waiting for our internet and other small items to, be ready to go. So
Okay.
I just want to also publicly thank all the staff here for helping us, lead this project forward, and especially Mr. Cervantes. He's been at the forefront of this, and, our city manager, being the project manager for this. It's much awaited building that we need.
Thank you, Chief.
Was all the punch list complete and everything?
Yes, Commissioner, everything, did a walkthrough with the architect, and everything looks good. We're just securing the fence. We have a fence that's being put out there right now. So basically, that's, the last of a couple of items that are left to be finished.
My comments would be directed to Ms. Gonzalez. I know that you have on your report that we are ready to be the sole vendor for business trash pickup.
Yes, we,
An ordinance that we approved about 2 years ago, if I'm not
that's
mistaken.
correct.
So we do have the equipment already.
All the containers available. We got the burnt unit back, the one that was partially burnt, we got it back, and that's the one that's going to take care of the businesses. I just want to give it one more trial, and that's tomorrow, our
Okay.
heavy day. If it passes tomorrow, then we're ready to send out the mail out to the businesses and to the providers that they have currently right now on Friday. And then on the 13th of November, we're going to start, because we have the containers, we're going to start issuing the containers, and then on the 20th, we're going to begin picking up the trash.
And how many vehicles do we have that are gonna?
There's two that
Two?
they're front loaders.
Okay.
One of them will be dedicated to the businesses, and the other one will be dedicated to the schools.
Where would church fall in this category, with the schools or with the businesses? Because
Well, honestly, I don't know, but I know they get picked up, but I'll
okay, the reason I'm asking is because I received a text this week or week regarding a church on 495 that didn't get picked up, didn't get the service.
Right, and then what happened there, Mayor Pro Tem, was that they went to twice-a-week pickup. The driver that normally picks it up was out. He was
Okay.
out a day. So the gentleman that took over his pickup didn't realize that he was getting picked up twice. But now it's been normal now. It's twice.
The second item that you have on your memo is the fact that they're using video cameras
Yes.
to record when certain trash is not picked up. Are we going back to notify the resident in cases where?
Usually when they don't get picked up, we get the calls. And we'll tell them, you know what, let me look at the video. We're logging the video into the computer, so we have backup. As soon as we tell them, well, you know what, let me look into it, and then tell them whether there was a truck in front of it, or you have brush, then it's been pretty good. The complaints are pretty minimal now.
Right, and you're correct, they are minimal. The only suggestion that I would have for you is for us to make contact with them before they try and make contact with us, because sometimes they contact the commission before they contact you all. And I would rather you, make that phone call, take that initiative in contacting them before they make the call to us. We don't mind getting the calls, but we'd rather they know the reasoning instead of wondering why they didn't get it. Okay, aside from that, compliments on all your achievements this month. It says here that all the homes that were up to be demolished have been demolished, or
All
everything's
completely
complete. How many
demolished.
homes was that in all, Ms. Gonzalez?
They've been demolished.
How many is it, the total?
5.
5. Okay, and so there's
clean.
Congratulations to you and your staff.
Thank you.
Also on the repairs, especially right behind the fire department, number 2. I know they started, I saw the guys out there this weekend, and there was much needed repair on that area, so thank you. That's all I have for Ms. Gonzalez. Thank you, Ms. Gonzalez.
Carmen, what was the reason on past Tuesday on that ebony, citrus, nothing Alameda wasn't picked up?
Garbage that did not get picked up.
Okay,
Unfortunately, one of our residents put a piece of metal in the container, and it jammed the brand-new truck, and it took a half a day to get that piece of metal out.
okay.
That's why I'm going to, and I'm putting it on the website, to try to let the residents know that there's a reason, not that we don't want to pick it up, but if you put leaves, if you put grass in there, it jams it. And then we have downtime. And it's very, and those are very sensitive,
And
especially the new ones.
and the tray was picked up the following morning, right?
Yes, it was. If we don't
Okay.
pick it up because there's something breaks down, for sure that gets picked up the following day.
Okay, yeah, you need to put on the website, maybe on the bill or something about not putting any metals in the trash cans. Thank you.
Hey, Carmen, I went by those colonias some time back. There was some debris, like construction debris, on the side of one of those colonias. Are we doing anything about people dumping debris on, or can we?
I let the code enforcement department know about it.
Okay.
They're supposed to have sent a letter out. I did pick it up because we could use it as millings. So I took it over to the city shop, but I did report it to planning.
Okay.
So who follows up on that letter that they're supposed to send out?
There.
And have,
Or we get a report for illegal dumping, the code enforcement officer, he will go through the debris and try, sometimes people leave letters with addresses, and that's how we track down who dumped. So we have to go through the stuff and find something to track it to somebody. Or look for a witness, somebody that can say who did it. So there's like a little investigation. And if we find out who did it, then we give them a citation.
Okay, we do know if it's our residents because they get permits. If it's pretty close, we should know if it's somebody doing.
Yeah, it's, a lot of times we can find out who did it, but sometimes they'll put it on the, kind of like on the side of the subdivision, and nobody knows who did it. And if we don't find evidence in the debris, it's difficult for us to find out who did it. But we do everything we can to find out who is the culprit and give them a citation for them not to do it again.
My next comment is for Chief Garza. Kudos to your staff on that drug awareness presentation, that fire prevention during the drug-free week. They did great. I don't know if they're going to perform it during the Halloween night as they did last year, but
we have that set up, part of the haunted house also. We'll be having the show there.
they did an awesome job.
Thank you, thank you.
Let them know.
Any other comments or questions for the commission? No, go ahead, sir. Mr. Arjona.
Yes, the next item is public hearing ordinances. Conduct a public hearing and consider the adoption of an ordinance in the first reading for rezoning request from multifamily residence district RMF to single-family residence district for a property legally described as the west 20 acres out of Lot 1, Block 43, Alamo Land and Sugars Company subdivision located approximately a quarter of a mile east of Raul Longoria's Road along the south side on Olana Avenue as requested by Ricardo Salinas. Mr. Cervantes?
Yes, Mr. Salinas is proposing to rezone acres from multifamily residence district to single-family residence district in order to build a single-family residential subdivision. The property owner will be required to properly subdivide the property in order to undertake any improvements at the site. The surrounding zonings consist of single-family residential and commercial zoning designations. 35 surrounding property owners were notified within 200 feet, and we received no comments in favor or against the request. Planning and Zoning Commission met on October 5 and unanimously recommended approval of the rezoning request. This is in essence a down zoning, which is kind of rare. You have up zoning, this one is a.
He had done, correct? Prior, he had done?
The multifamily zoning was done, I think, like 10 years ago.
10 years ago.
Back then, an apartment complex was proposed, and they were successful in getting the apartment zoning. That project fell through. The owners now want to build a residential subdivision, so they're down zoning. So, in my opinion, it's better for the area. It's a lower density. It's going to fit nicely there, and then you have the park just east, so I think it's gonna be a successful subdivision because of the park and the Boys and Girls Club.
I'm going to go ahead and open this up for the public at 6:29 PM. Is there anyone here for or against? Is there anyone here for or against?
Your Honor and Commissioners, we're just, my brother and I are the owners of the property, and we're just
Before,
here to answer.
can you state your name for the record, sir, please?
Arturo Salinas,
Thank you.
okay? And like I said, my brother Ricardo here, and we're just here to answer any questions that the commission might have,
Okay,
okay?
all right. Thank you, sir. Any questions from the commission?
You already
Commissioner?
know all the rules for the subdivision that we require, you know.
Yes, and they started the subdivision process just this week, the subdivision plat. I think next week we're gonna have the subdivision review meeting. We have two engineers on rotation, so as the subdivisions come in, it's assigned, we go back and forth. So we have, is one of the city engineers reviewing the project engineer's work to make sure it's in compliance with all our rules and regulations.
And they're fine with that, right?
We have the meeting we're starting the process next week.
Okay.
But everything appears to be okay.
Okay.
Most of the time it's drainage, heat, lighting.
That will be during the subdivision process. That's when we'll go through all of that. Right now, it's just the rezoning.
Yeah, I'm just,
Yeah.
you know.
But yes, when the subdivision goes before you, which will be probably like in a month, you're gonna have a list of requirements, and then hopefully no variance requests. We'll see.
This is the first step.
Yeah, first step is getting the zoning.
So that, but, you know, it's good for them to know what, you know, fire hydrants, everything, so
Yeah.
that way, you know, there's no surprise for them.
Yeah, normally developers, they meet with us and they want to know everything that we require. In this case, the same family has owned the property for a long time, but you have civil engineers in the family, so they're very familiar with the requirements.
Any other questions? If not, I'm going to go ahead and close this at 6:31 PM. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second?
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you, sir.
The next item is consider authorizing the planning director to prepare and submit for possible adoption a right-of-way protection ordinance.
Yes, during the 2017 Texas Legislative Session, the legislature approved Senate Bill 1004, amending Chapter 284 of the Texas Local Government Code regarding small cell antennas and related equipment within the city right-of-way. This bill went into effect September 1st, 2017. SB 1004 granted wireless providers, also known as network providers, access to and the authority to construct, install, and operate network nodes within the city right-of-ways. The bill also regulates the types of information a municipality may require as part of the permitting process, establishes a fee structure, and sets deadlines that municipalities must follow as part of the permitting process. So basically, the state passed a law limiting what we can do for this type of antennas. The proposed ordinance will provide a framework for the deployment of network nodes and node support poles in the right-of-way by network providers. So what TML is recommending is that we adopt a right-of-way protection ordinance.
Okay, and by approving this,
Right now,
What-
all I'm asking is authorization for me to get started on an ordinance. So I have some model ordinances that I got from TML.
Okay.
So once I have it drafted, I'll be sending it to the city attorney for the legal review. But this is being recommended by TML because otherwise they'll be able to do pretty much whatever they want within our right-of-ways. Especially, my concern is putting antennas where we normally put water lines, where we normally have sewer lines. I don't have objections if it's at the right-of-way line, but if it's 5 or 10 feet from the right-of-way line, that's where we have our water lines, that's where we have our sewer lines, storm sewer, so it could really,
So as far as you know, it's an additional pole with the?
Yeah.
Or it's
yeah,
something that's added to the
it's
poles?
little poles like the one in the picture.
This one right here?
Yeah. We're getting already requests that they want to install them. So they want to install them throughout the city. And they want to put them in the right of way so that they don't have to deal with the property owners. They don't have to rent properties a lot easier. So they were able to get the legislature to adopt this law, which makes it very easy for them to get these permits. So unless we adopt this ordinance, these things are going to pop up all over the place, and there's really nothing we can do. McAllen already adopted something. Alamo already adopted something, so I'm trying to follow their lead.
Any other questions? Not, if there's a motion to approve?
So move.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you.
Under appointments, consider appointment of a board member to the City of San Juan Parks and Recreation Board. That's
Good
the library.
afternoon, Mayor. and Commissioners. Right now, there is a vacancy for the Parks and Recreation Board. In front of you, you have a blue folder that has 4 applications of, you have 4 applications of appointments from Vicente Castillo, Nadia Bauman, Elizabeth Saldaña, Herman Garza, I'm sorry, it's 5, and Laura Ann Martinez.
And this is to fill a vacancy?
Yes, sir, that is correct.
Is there any nominations at this time?
I'd like to nominate Laura Ann Martinez to the Parks and Recreation Board.
Any other nominations?
I'll go and second that.
Okay.
It's a nomination?
Not a motion.
Oh, it's a nomination?
There's
So
no other
you wanna
nominations.
make
I'd
a
like to make a motion to appoint
Yeah.
Laura Ann Martinez.
Is there a second?
Yes.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
The next item is consider appointment of a board member to the City of San Juan Library Board. Ms. Cavazos.
Also, in front of you, you have, we only have an application for the library board, and that's from Ms. Nadia Bauman.
In the previous meeting that we had, if I'm not mistaken, the folder that you gave us, Elizabeth Saldaña had also applied to serve on that board,
Yes, that is correct.
right? So
Yes.
can we use her?
Yes, we still have her application on file.
Okay, I'd like to make I'd like to make a motion. We had somebody else that was interested, Mayor. The application is not here. I don't know if we can still nominate Teresa Sloss,
Yeah, you still can.
okay, to replace San Juanita Rodriguez.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next item under discussion and possible elections and all the following matters. Discussion and possible election to appoint an agent of record for employee voluntary insurance products.
I'd like to make a motion to appoint Bob Trevino Insurance as the agent.
I'll go ahead and second that.
What exactly is this, if I may ask?
Independent,
The voluntary
Yeah.
insurance.
The volunteer products.
The volunteer products would be?
It's, the last time we had the open enrollment was the medical, the health, the life, and the AD&D, accidental death and dismemberment. And this other one is any voluntary products such as cancer, what else do we have, Ms. Rene? Cancer, stroke,
Accidental,
Acci-
like A-flag.
or
and,
Allstate.
Allstate, right.
What else do we have? It's,
Additional life insurance.
And they can't keep their current provider?
It's up to the commission. we-
How would that affect them, Mr. Jaime?
I'm not involved in this item.
it wouldn't necessarily affect them per se, but if there's a new agent of record appointed, that means that you as a commission will decide whether to keep whatever they have or replace with whatever's going to be proposed. One of the things under the agent of record is that he's going to go out and get the best possible products at the best possible rate,
They'll be the middleman.
the middleman for the employees.
The resource of the work, like,
At what cost to the city?
nothing.
Zero cost to the
It's a
city.
volunteer.
Now, the more participants, of course, the better the rates.
The thing about it right now is that if you have cancer, you might have 5 or 6, and then you got somebody else. So we got 4 different companies, and you only got like a few people, employees there, so the cost is a lot higher. You put it all together, they come in and give you a better bid on it. So the agent of record will come and look for that bid, so the employees can decide if that's what they feel that, because it's a volunteer product.
And this is just a recommendation would be that if you all decide to go with an agent of record, that the, wait till the end of the calendar year, only because there may be some work that needs to be done to, or appointments that needs to be taking place. So if we do it by the end of the calendar year, then we'll begin on the new calendar year.
Right, and that's where I was leading to. I
And
want to make
having-
sure that it's not going to affect
yes,
our employees.
right.
that-
And having said that, what we'll do is we'll have an open enrollment by the first middle part of December. So it'll kick in January of 2018 for voluntary products.
Motion and a second?
That's correct. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
The next item is consideration approval of a resolution requesting financial assistance from the Texas Water Development Board for constructing various public improvements to the city's utility system, authorizing the city financial advisors, bond counsel, engineers to coordinate the submission of the application to the Texas Water Development Board, other matters in connection therewith. This resolution is to authorize the engineers, the financial advisors I mentioned, the bond counsel to prepare an application to the Texas Water Development Board for financial assistance of up to $7 million. And that's hoping that we can get a very good reduced rate, interest rate. This resolution does not obligate the city to enter into any loan yet, but only to submit an application. This is just the application process. Once the application is approved by the Texas Water Development Board, the engineers, the financial advisor, the bond counsel, we work with us, the staff, to sell the bonds to the Texas Water Development Board.
So this is just the beginning process?
This
of
is
it?
just to submit the application. I don't know if Mr. Salinas can chime in, say it better.
I'm
or
just
say
here
it
to
differently.
answer any questions, but this is for, y'all remember the reservoir at the North Plant has an issue with liners. This will address that and address some of the water quality issues that we have with treating the water.
And we also have with us Mr. Vela, if there's any questions that you may have for him.
Any questions for Mr.
Said
Sal?
it was not a loan, it was just to get
No, it's-
permission.
It's just an application.
Yeah, it's just the beginning stages of,
To apply.
exactly. You okay? Any questions? Not, if there's motion approved, second.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
The next item is, this reads, consider an interlocal cooperation agreement between Hidalgo County, Texas, and the city of San Juan, Texas, regarding paving and drainage improvements to Minnesota Road from Raul Longoria Road to 265 feet west of Cesar Chavez Road. There's no cost incurred by the city. All of this is going to be done by the Hidalgo County Precinct 2. And this is drainage improvements, and on top of that is going to be the repaving.
This west, so it would be west from Cesar Chavez to
Yes.
Raul Longoria, so.
Right. 265 feet west of Cesar Chavez Road.
this just a two-lane, or will have shoulders or nothing like that?
I'm not sure, it's only two,
Roadway, and all they're gonna do is just repave it.
repave it.
It's just
There's
a
no
re-
improvements
it's,
on the pavement.
An overlay?
I think they're gonna remove the asphalt that is there and then put new
Uh,
asphalt.
Their work is gonna be drainage improvements, and then whatever's gonna be affected, they're gonna repave it. There's not gonna be any improvements on the roadway, though. It's just repaving the portion where they're gonna do the drainage improvements. But it's again, it's at no cost to the city. Pretty good, I think.
And the road is kind of in bad shape. Yeah, so it's kind of bad, so, yeah.
Is there any other questions for Mr. Cervantes? If not, is there a motion to approve?
So move.
There's a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you, sir. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So move.
Is there a second?
Second?
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
This meeting has been adjourned at 6:44 PM.